Alrighty. So here we go. This is session 72 of our Forbidden Lands game.
Maybe.
It is session 72.
My numbering and summaries say otherwise, but okay.
The last one that you sent me that I posted was 71.
The spreadsheet that I sent to you, with all the summaries, I have to wait for it to load.
I just date my summaries. I don't put what session number it is. I could spend
That's
some
what I
time
normally do until we hit a record number, and then it was like, oh well, shit. If you open the spreadsheet, the last session was 72.
Right. Well, we will just call this session lots.
Session contested.
Yeah.
Until we, get all the summaries updated and figure it out. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Chris, is an unarmed attack melee still, or is melee only with weapons?
No, melee is anything that is not ranged. So, so any sort of like hand-to-hand attack, kick to the groin, a headbutt, biting somebody, smashing a tankard over somebody's head, all falls under melee.
Okay, because I was eyeing Brawler purely for level 2, where I could headbutt as like a free action or as a non-combat action, just so I could free headbutt someone in the groin, and I was wondering if that was worth it or not.
I knew he was going for a groin.
Well, yeah.
Of course he is.
I mean, if you're a short person, that's what you go for.
I have Brawler 1, and I don't think I have ever once used it. But
you just don't.
I've used it once. I have no idea.
But level 2 gives you the free headbutt.
I know, and that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, oh, maybe I'd get use out of a level 3, but I'm not even gonna bother.
Well, now I'm trying to decide if I want to buy melee 3, up my marksmanship, or ask you to learn Berserker, or maybe the Brawler one. So,
all kinds of options. There's no shortage of options.
No.
I love the fact that we're 70 sessions in and I've still got a shopping list.
It never ends.
Never ends.
All right. So last time we played, you guys are making your way to the Dwarven refugees to let them know that you've cleared out the dragon. It's safe to return home, hoping that they will live up to their end of the deal and teach Trustius some long-lost Dwarven magic, and give access to the forge that you're hoping to use to make a demon-slaying weapon with the dragon bone and with the gems that you have. You encountered a fairly large contingent of orcs, highly organized orcs, who appeared to at least call themselves members of an empire, with an emperor, who had, through happenstance or skill or violence, but somehow attained the 2 gems you didn't have. There was some debate as to whether they were going to kill you and take your gems, or work out a deal to give you their gems. In the end, though, after you helped them when they were fighting off some shadowy demons sent by Jakuz, they agreed with your, we'll use the term plan, to defeat Jakuz, and they have given you the other 2 gems. So you now possess all of them. Which you know is extremely dangerous, but the crown, when worn, seems to suppress Jakuz's ability to tune in on them and find them. At the slight cost of whoever's wearing the helm, and anybody near them can't use any magic. As you traveled north to the dwarves, you found a treehouse, decided to investigate, met a lovely woman who served you some tea, told you some futures, let you know about her sisters in the area, and there seems to be a group of sisters that have set up shop in the woods here. One of them was a very skilled alchemist who, with the simple payment of gold, managed to treat Trustius and Desi's crimson fever, so they are no longer in danger of exploding, which is probably a good thing. But as a night fell on the forest, a sizable horde of undead broke up from the ground, and the first sister you had encountered, Astrid, basically gave you refuge for the night. So you are currently in her treehouse as night falls and the undead shamble about beneath you. And I think that's where we will pick things up.
I did not realize we managed to get there before the shambling started.
Yeah,
That's good
my
news.
notes did not suggest
Yeah.
that we made it back.
Me neither.
Well, there you go. Apparently the Game Master is in a good mood today.
Yay!
But yes, you have plenty of time to get away as they break free from the ground, unless you deliberately want to stay and see what happens.
I mean, Trustius does have an awful lot of willpower right now.
Not that much.
No? Oh, whew.
There isn't that much.
Not enough for that.
At 10
Not
and there isn't that much, so.
Yeah. That's a relief. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure he said he had 10 willpower. And I was like, oh god, he's gonna wade in. That's
That
bad.
only works for 10 of them. If there's 100 of them.
Well, my notes say that it's more undead than Trustius has ever seen in his life. So yeah, that sounds bad. Pretty sure he's probably seen 10 at once. Or maybe not. Maybe 5 is more than he's ever seen together at one time. I don't know. He's lived a long time, he keeps reminding me.
Or
The
you
number
just
I
lived
remember
a
was
short
way
one.
too much.
But yes, as you guys are making your way away from the undead as they break free, Astrid will lower the rope ladder. Say, come on. You seem nice. I don't want to see you get eaten.
I will shove Culdy up the ladder.
Okay.
Since that'll keep him safe and out of the way since Trevor isn't here tonight.
Right.
Is this place
I didn't
always
expect-
cursed in this fashion?
Define always and define cursed.
Zora seemed to expect this to happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens.
The dead rising from the ground would be the curse, and always would be, does it happen every evening? Or has it for some time?
Yes, it does happen every evening. It's not really a curse. It's designed to keep out undesirables, I guess. Yeah, that's what it's for.
Designed by whom?
Well, I don't think it was necessarily intentional, but it serves a purpose. I mean, Mother doesn't like it because it means she and her wolves don't get anything to eat. But that's not my problem. I'm not getting involved in that.
Lab?
Yeah.
Okay. And does the undead come from the tower?
Well, Emmeline was working on some light necromancy. To help around the tower and stuff. Tend to the gardens, that sort of thing. But I think it kind of got out of hand. I mean,
This is not light necromancy.
Well, she started with light necromancy. But, magic is... Bad things happen when you use magic. And I think she kind of bit off a little bit more than she could chew. And her spell might have maybe gone a little bit out of bounds. And, I mean, who knew there were so many dead people in the forest?
Well, I, for one, I'm glad for your hospitality.
Hmm.
Even when
And I
magic
didn't
goes
think we had to.
awry, it has a limit.
Well, as long as you're not on the ground, it'll be fine. I mean, it's the interesting thing about necromancy, though, is like if there are people down there that shouldn't be in the forest and we don't really want in the forest, then the undead kill them, and then the next night they replenish their numbers. So,
Oof.
Interesting. And not at all how I would expect that to work. But
I don't know. I'm not a necromancer.
Will you allow me a bold question?
Oh, sure.
Are you human?
Mm, I, I think, I think I am still human. Yes.
I just have the feeling that the magic you and your sister wield is different than what we have access to.
Oh well, mother taught us some older magic.
And if you say you're still human, does that mean you're slowly becoming something else?
I don't really give it much thought. I have learned that there are some things it is best not to poke at.
Yeah. It's probably wiser for me to not ask too much question, but I was curious.
Yep. But I mean, my sisters and I, we all took like different things. Like Zora does alchemy, and Emerline does necromancy, and I can talk to the plants and the rocks, and I can see really far. Um, Mother has a way with wolves. Silence makes the most interesting things out of her the smoke from her magical candles.
Who does what now?
Silence.
Silence?
Yeah.
That's her name?
Mm-hmm.
Makes things out of smoke from her magic candles.
Yes. I think that's what got Zora jealous, and that's why she went with the undead. Because whenever you go to Silence's place, it's always really tidy, because she makes like these little servants out of the smoke from the candles, and then they keep the place all neat and tidy. And I think Zora felt jealous of that and thought, well, I should have servants too. You know,
Um,
one thing leads to another, and next thing you know, necromancy and undead everywhere.
okay.
well, that's plausible.
Sure. Why not?
Is she your sister too?
Yes.
How many sisters are there?
Let's see. There's me. There's Zora. There's Silence. There's Mother and
Emmeline.
Emmeline. That's 5, I think.
Is mother your mother or your sister?
Oh, she's the oldest of us.
Oh, okay. I see. I understand the.
Her name is Mother.
Well, that's what we
She's
call
the
her. It's
mother of
like
Wolf.
it's a sign of respect.
And
A title.
just
Whose father that?
Don't have one. I mean, he died a long time ago.
how long ago?
And is Mab among the sister?
Yeah, Mab is
Mab's mother.
yes.
Okay.
She's the oldest of
Yes.
us.
Sorry.
Uh how old is Mab?
I don't know. She's older than I am.
How old are you?
Um,
I mean, we did just celebrate my birthday, and I had to tell you all how old I was, so I don't think it's too rude for me to ask. Right?
I just turned 30 not long ago.
Oh, okay. That's not That's not nearly what I expected you to say, and I am very glad for it, I think. Maybe not.
Doesn't look a day over 102.
Mhm.
Actually, I think you only being 30 makes this so much worse. Are you the youngest?
No. Zora is the youngest.
Okay.
At least it's not the necromancer.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. Zora just turned 22, I think.
Oh.
How is it that you come into so much power at such a young age?
I don't know. Mother taught all of us. She must have learned it from someplace.
She taught all of it.
I mean, I think Mother's really old. She must be, I don't know, she must be like 60.
I'm very confused.
That
Is
doesn't
she?
seem likely if your youngest sister is 22. I mean, it's possible, but not in a comfortable way.
I don't know.
That's a lot of years between. Mm,
I mean, we choose
22.
our brother
Okay.
in my tribes. They could choose their sister.
Do you
Maybe.
have an actual mother?
Well, I must have.
You
But
don't
you
happen
don't.
to know who that is.
No.
Uh, but your youngest sister is 22.
Well, we'd had her 22nd birthday. I mean, she could be older or younger than that. She's been with us for 22 years.
Mm-hmm. See, now things are changing. Because you said you were 30, and I remember when I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I greatly doubt that I'm weird about that because I've taken a lot of knocks to the head over the years. So, is this a. You're not physically sisters. This is like some kind of weird magic order thing, isn't it?
I suppose if you put it that way.
I mean,
Yeah.
our
Okay.
tribe chooses the people we bound with, and we are brothers.
Right. But your age doesn't start when you join the group, right?
Oh, we are not very good at
And
counting ages in my tribe, so.
yeah, okay, that's fair. But
But I get your point.
Zora's not actually 22. She's just been a sister for 22 years.
Well, I mean, she was like a baby when Mother found her.
Okay, that's better, I think. Maybe.
I'd very much like to meet your mother.
She's not real fond of strangers, but
I
Most of
did
your sisters
promise.
aren't either.
I did promise Zora that we'd be back tomorrow morning, so we could exchange on the demon poison. Give us a bit of time if you want to meet people or do things in the forest while I'm looking at that. Just make sure not to anger anyone.
Are you implying that I anger people?
No, just afraid of angering people.
Oh, well, this magic is different. Much different than mine. And yours, I think.
Yes. Been looking for somebody to teach me to see farther away, uh, in time and in place. But I feel that the magic in this house is different than mine, and I don't think they would be compatible. So whatever Mother has been teaching is very different from what I understand, from what I see, from what you understand too.
It's different than the magic in the crown. Crown has no effect on the magic here. The undead
Yeah,
did the letters. None of this should work.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love everything I see around here. Oh, the undead are a bit unnerving, but you seems to be able to keep you and yourself safe around, which sounds great.
If the undead replenish themselves and raise those that they fall or fell, it's a problem long term.
Well, we haven't heard about them like wandering about, so they seem to be protecting that place.
And it's not. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem. I'm sure some of the undead have been killed over time by people who didn't die, or that people have killed more than one undead. You can't raise dead things twice, right?
I can't raise dead things at all.
No, Trestius.
I don't see why I couldn't.
Oh, well, never mind then. We're fucked.
That is what I was implying.
Yeah,
I
well, I
mean, as
figured that if you could only raise something, like if something that died could only be raised once, and then once the undead one was killed, then it couldn't be raised again, then it's not necessarily replenishing numbers, because somebody like me could wander in and kill 17 of them, and then they'd only get one in return. See what I mean?
Oh no, if you died, I could ensure you stayed alive as many times as I wished.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where the constantly increasing numbers comes into things.
Yes.
Yeah.
but I
And
mean, as long
that's
as we stay out of the ground and polite, so we get a place to rest.
Mhm.
I don't think we're in danger. Just gotta stay out of the wood at night.
Maybe we need to become sailors and just live on a boat.
There were big things in the water. There were really big things in the water.
Well, we could
I
start a
believe
brand
one
new
day
life
we'll.
under the sea.
I don't want to live under the sea. I don't breathe well in water. I found that out already, thanks. I don't that just winds me up. Winds me up. It winds me back into being risen over and over again. No. I am tired and distracted.
Hordes of undead will do that to a person.
Yeah.
Well, we
But I'm
can.
feeling much healthier now.
I'd rather think about tea tonight and staying out of trouble.
I definitely have
Tomorrow, if
tea.
you wanna,
I'm kind of thinking
that
about
would be
Zara tonight,
appreciated.
but whatever.
And tomorrow, if you wanna speak with people, we have a bit of time before we leave. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you guys
Do
want-
the undead tend to stay within the boundary of the wood?
Oh, yes.
You're so big.
If when we escort the dwarf back, it might be better not to bring them through this forest,
Mm-hmm.
just in case some of them are a bit rough around the edges.
Slow.
Also,
shorter legs. How big is the area that you and your sisters kind of claim?
It goes a little ways that way. It goes ways that way. I don't know. I haven't measured it.
You've lived here how long?
30 some years.
Okay. Yeah, you
I
can
know.
tell you guys use magic.
Yeah. I could like walk to the edge of the forest and count my steps. But that sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, we have our little village, and I never counted exactly where her boundary is.
What, our village?
Yeah, I mean, we could say that
Oh,
it stopped at the walls, or we could say that it stopped where I can see.
that seems like an awfully big distance. I always figured about 20 feet outside the walls, but I've paced them a few times, so.
I mean, we've built a bunch of fields so that everybody could be fed. We might need to build more if there's more people. So, what exactly is the place where the village stopped? I've been used to living in forests rather than in plains, so it's harder to say when it stops. Sometimes some of us make marks on trees to decide where the boundary is, but it's mostly up to where we're willing to go hunt.
I mean, we don't need a lot of space. It's only us.
Them.
I mean, like we don't go to the mountains to the north. So,
I'm going to get some sleep.
does anybody want tea or cookies?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll have some.
Sure.
Sure.
And yeah, the same kettle that was bubbling away when you guys were here earlier is still bubbling away. It seems like it is a never-ending kettle of boiling water.
I mean, that is lovely.
I mean, it does sound like an awesome magic item.
Yep, like the spoon that turned hot water into soup.
Yeah.
The
But
little magic item that makes my life better.
yeah, she will serve tea and cookies to anybody who wants them, and then she is going to basically go to her little bed, and probably do some light reading, and then go to bed.
Yeah, I imagine Trustius will do the same. He'll make sure to like mess up his tea leaves or whatever's left in his cup. I don't think anyone wants to see his future.
Okay.
Let's keep our host sane. And yeah, he'll go to bed.
Is anybody doing anything other than going to bed?
I'm gonna ask our host if staying guard is appropriate or necessary.
No, I mean, on the off chance that some stranger happens by here in the middle of the night completely uninvited, I don't think he'll get this far.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
And
Your ability to hide your house is pretty impressive.
and if somebody does come, Gothmog will let me know.
Who?
Gothmog?
Hmm.
What is
Is that the name of the
Gothmog?
tree?
It's the name of my cat. Could a person would name a tree Gothmog?
I don't know.
I'm not.
What kind of person names a cat Gothmog?
Me.
You. Yeah. Saw that coming. Should have dodged it.
I mean, I don't think it's appropriate to just speak with anybody's pet, but now that if I do, I know how to address him.
And she does like get a little saucer of milk and set it on the windowsill. Before terribly long, this fairly like muscular, like picture like a Maine Coon cat, but entirely black. Like it's definitely a very large, very feral looking house cat.
Like a mini panther.
Yeah, but much more bulky than sleek.
Right.
And this comes over, starts lapping up like milk and cream. Doesn't give you guys the stink eye or anything. But yes, you guys, you can. I don't have spare beds, but the chairs are very comfy.
We've slept in worse places.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get into turn 3 times on myself and make a ball in front of the fire.
Okay. But yes, everybody can get a good night's sleep. Everybody can hit their rest button.
I get to hit the rest button and not have to take off a point of empathy. Right? Was the disease causing the empathy issue?
It was.
Yay!
Uh,
I just
I
like
spent-
having all
appropriate.
my stats.
I spent 20 sessions without an empathy score.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna spend some XP to raise fearless.
Okay.
Feels appropriate in the forest full of undead.
The next day when you get up, there is basically there's breakfast waiting. There's like scones and various assorted baked goods. It's weird. You don't see like a really large oven here, but there's a never-ending supply of baked goods. There's tea, there's milk, there's cream. There's very beautiful violin music, fiddle music coming from like outside. It's a very nice like late summer day.
Is Astrid outside?
She is.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that like some fiddle wasn't out there playing on its own. Yeah. Magic is weird.
Nope.
Okay.
Right. Morning's here, so the undead have gone back to sleep.
For now.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be on your way, I wouldn't be in this area come nightfall again, but
Yeah, Sora
You
wanted
change
us
your
to
house's place?
you guys are safe enough for now.
Well, I said to your sister that I would be back this morning to discuss some things. And
Okay.
I think Trestius wanted to speak with other peoples in the forest. So I don't know exactly how the day's gonna go. But if you're gonna move your house, we're gonna make sure to get out of the wood before nightfall.
Yeah. It's a lot of effort to move a house. You got to pack everything up. Then you got to unpack.
Yeah. I mean, if we end up taking too much time, would you indulge us tonight, or should we make sure to leave?
I don't see any reason why I wouldn't.
That's very appreciated.
We'll try not to bother you.
Thank you. But it's no bother. And after breakfast, she will basically lower down the rope ladder and You guys be on your way.
Just as you wanted to try to meet some of the other sister?
Perhaps, if we have time. If not, we should find the dwarves.
I mean, Zora told me I could exchange with her on better techniques to try to poison a demon. So if we can at least take the morning for me to have that discussion, I think it could be helpful in overcoming tribulation.
Agreed.
Considering that, if you want to take some of that time to try to visit.
The tower isn't far, if I remember. So perhaps
No, once we're at Zora, it's in sight.
we'll take a trip up. Desi and Ryzen can join me if they wish, or they can stay with you. Entirely up to them.
I'm up for staying with Okatai at Sora's. I mean,
Probably
unless you
wise.
want me to come with you.
I don't think that would be necessary.
I mean, you are going to talk to a necromancer, and that's going to be kind of weird. There's a
Yeah.
town somewhere up here.
I mean, Zora did say that she was going out of the wood to exchange with people in town.
Yeah, but somebody else.
And I have thought that she's not going in height to trade.
No, God, no.
Could
Yeah,
always try to
'cause,
ask her about that town.
remember the elf and the orc who were fighting each other?
Yeah.
The two bad fake fighters. I guess they weren't really
Yeah.
bad at faking it, but they mentioned a town north that had an undead problem. And there was someone else who mentioned a town up here. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Wasn't the
Goblin
town with
Town
the
or something.
undead problem Ite?
No, it wasn't Hythe. I think it began with a P. I'll think about it as we go over. Maybe I'll figure it out.
All right. So who's going where?
I think we're all going to Zora's to start.
Okay.
Because some people wanted to go to the tower, but we know the path to the tower from Zora's place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And we didn't know any way of finding Mab, so Mother.
So yeah, you guys can make your way to Zora's little hut easily. It's not terribly far from Astrid's place, and it's the only hut on stilts around. Not terribly difficult for Okatai to find. The little boat is still tied up there, indicating that she is home.
Did anybody
And
want to stay with me, or do you want to all go to the tower? I don't mind.
No, I'm gonna stay here, I think.
Sorry, why do we come back
Okay.
here?
Because this is
I
the
wanted
path we
to.
know.
We came back here because I asked Zora yesterday if she could teach me how to better poison demon. She said she'd be willing to talk in the morning. And Tresius wanted to go to the tower to speak with the sister who knows about necromancy. Want to tag along with him? Or?
Yeah, I'll go to the.
Yeah, you guys have fun with that.
I mean, the sister have been welcoming so far.
Mm.
Enjoy your training.
Thank you.
I need
We'll
to
catch
scold
up
the
in a bit.
necromancer.
Right.
You sure you don't scold? That's the plan?
Rusty just walks off through the woods.
Oh, you little dumbass.
I follow Trustius.
Okay.
Shit.
Right.
Hopefully, Risen can smooth that out.
He's gonna get himself in trouble, isn't he?
Hopefully not.
I don't want to
but
go to a necromancer's place. I do kind of want to watch Zora. Yeah,
half the
fuck him.
chances he gets cold.
He can manage. He's feeling, much as I dread it, he's feeling bold today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he should be fine until someone slaps him across the face. Then he'll be back to his
I mean,
weird,
not like
quiet,
those sisters are
creepy
not
self.
able to defend themselves.
See, that's not the problem. I'm not worried about the sisters defending themselves. I'm worrying about Trustius getting his face slapped onto the back of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because it gets all weird and
he's
quiet. Weirder and quiet.
there.
I mean, I like Trustius, don't get me wrong. I'm not entirely sure why, but I do. And
I mean,
sometimes he's like pretty fucking fearless. And sometimes he won't look a person in the eye to say hello. Like, it's
well,
weird.
the day I had to save him, he does not look like the day he saved me. Comes and it goes. It's like the
Yeah,
season on his face.
kinda. Yeah. Anyway, no,
I mean,
Ryzen, he'll be fine with Ryzen, and he's
oh yeah.
still got the crown with him.
Yep.
Caldy's admiring fiddles, and I'm trying not to think too hard about that. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I'm more worried about
Not
Caldy
my
doing
problem.
something. I'm just worried about Caldy doing something stupid for a fiddle.
Oh no, I'm sure there'll be charming conversations all around. Plenty of tea and cookies. I don't want to think about it. Nope, all good.
Yeah, we're gonna go talk with Zara. She's the direct one. Like, let's keep our sentence
Mm-hmm.
short and avoid too
Mm-hmm.
much politeness, and it should work. So that's the place you
Yep.
should be the most comfortable.
I agree completely. She's
I mean,
mm-hmm.
Risen gave me a couple of pointers on how to talk, and sometimes it makes me talk too much.
Oh god, don't take conversation advice from Ryzen.
I mean, I had to take them from someone.
Yeah, probably not a good choice. And neither's Trusty's. You know what? No, never mind, you're fine. Ryzen and Caldy are your only choices, so
Yep,
yeah.
I got a bit better, but I got some bad habits, let's say.
All right. So in the meantime, Ryzen and Trustius, you guys are making your way to Emmeline's tower.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, we split the party in a highly lethal game. So
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah, me and
It'll be fine.
Dizzy are gonna have our little talk before I call on Zora, but we can't do it those things in any orders.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take long to get to the tower. Like, it seems like each of the sisters lives within, like, you know, like a half-hour walk of one another. Like, relatively close and contained. The tower is like very clearly the most of the remnants of a like wizard's tower, the sort of thing that Trustius wanted to build back in the village. Had to convince Okatai to get the work people on it, sort of thing. But it's mostly intact. It is relatively well kept. There are a group of about half a dozen skeletons that are working on like sweeping the walkway and you know fixing up like some planters around the yard and that sort of thing. They seem to be overseen by this woman in her probably in her early 30s. She's got the sort of hair that looks like she came out of like an 80s music video. Kind of the big poofy, can't really do anything with it hair.
Oh my gosh, Sheik Tawny Katane from a Whitesnake video?
If she would.
Because I am all over that if that's what's happening.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, if she was a blonde, but yeah, the hair looks like
Oh,
yeah, her hair looks like it cannot be tamed. And as you approach, she just kind of looks at you. You very briefly feel like her eyes are like boring into your souls. And then she just kind of looks away and gets back to her work. She's like, whatever it is, I'm not interested. Don't care which one of them sent you.
We weren't sent by your sisters.
Oh, then I'm doubly not interested.
You've made a mess of this forest. Why?
Don't think I have. I provided protection.
Accidentally, I hear.
Well, that's how one learns. Experimentation.
Experimenting with necromancy is dangerous.
I'm not experimenting with necromancy. I'm experimenting with making necromancy better.
Better. How?
Well, there's inherent limits. She kind of stops as she turns, kind of waves, and waves for the skeletons to, continue on with what they're doing. There's limits as to how many things you can erase. There's limits as to what they can do. There's limits as to how long they last. It's like everywhere you go, there's like these artificial limits put in place eons ago by sorcerers who thought it would be best to curtail power. I disagree.
Disagreeing doesn't change the fact that there are limits.
Limits are meant to be broken.
Hard to argue with that.
See, at least you're reasonable, not like Zora and the others. But what do they know? Alchemy.
How is it that you've breached these limits?
Well, see, that I'm still unsure of at this moment.
Your magic, is it like your sister's? Different than perhaps mine?
Perhaps, I don't know. I don't talk to other sorcerers. I try to avoid them. They're batshit crazy for the most part. That's really more Silence's thing. It's not like she loves the attention she gets from them. But I don't know if mine's different from anybody else's or not, because I don't talk to them and I don't care.
I see. Well, perhaps with some tutelage, I may be able to help you breach these barriers. We could compare notes.
Oh, we could collaborate on a research project? You got the wrong sister. That's Emma. That's Zora's thing. I used to. I used to be willing to cooperate, but no. Now, if you want to learn, that's entirely different.
You believe you have something to teach me?
Don't know. Like I said, I don't tend to talk to other sorcerers.
Excluding one person that I've run across this island, with my understanding, I am the strongest necromancer here.
Oh, perhaps.
No, if you think you could teach me something, I'd be willing to listen.
Hmm. She kind of looks at you. And you can give me an insight roll.
Sure. Insight.
Right. She kind of looks at you and she says,
Might as well try. Oh,
ooh, 2 successes. Doesn't quite catch up with her 4, but
4 success. I should have looked at your roll. Holy crap.
so yeah, she kind of looks at you. She's like, you don't have what it takes.
He will look very confused.
You're overly cautious.
It's not something people have called me previously.
I can see it in your soul.
And you know my magic is not learned, but comes from my blood.
And perhaps if you would defeat it, one day you would be a great wizard. But you are contained, restrained,
For now,
unwilling to
yes.
do anything necessary.
You'd be surprised, but I'd be willing to do.
I probably would. For example, and she just kind of like, she reaches out. She kind of makes like a type of sound, kind of calling over like a little squirrel. And then you watch as it withers in her hand, and you literally see her grow about 3 inches bigger, and her nails get like longer and sharper.
Interesting.
Much more efficient when I use it on something larger, with more of a sense of self.
Expect so. Well, I've used animals for my own magic, but it takes far longer.
It's because you haven't made friends with death yet.
Friends, no. I suppose none.
Well, when you have, then perhaps we can talk.
Perhaps. Ryzen, I think we're done here, unless you have questions.
Um. Actually, I did have one thing, maybe two things, but one thing first, on an actual serious note. Um, so this whole undead who come out in this forest at night, how big an area is that usually? Do you know?
According to my calculations, it shouldn't be any more than the 3 or 4 mile radius from my tower here. It seems to
Okay.
have reached its crescendo.
Okay. And just so I want to be clear on this, I don't need to leave you two for some private time and head back so that this. I wasn't sure if this was necromancy courtship or this was just, waving of magical things on who's better than what. I don't know how necromancers do courtship things. So I'm going to start walking away just in case, you guys want to do something.
Your candor is appreciated, but unnecessary.
Quite.
I can't help but laugh. I was trying to restrain myself, but I couldn't.
Try not to kill your sisters.
We have disagreements. Astrid usually smooths things over in times of need. It's what she does. She doesn't like bickering.
You are young. I'll give you this advice for free. Stretching the bounds of magic has a price, and that price is typically death. Now, you are a friend of death until your loved ones die because of your accident.
I will keep that under advisement.
We'll speak again, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Send a carrier pigeon. It seems to work well for silence.
And Justice will follow Rosenbeck?
Okay. In the meantime,
It was lovely meeting you.
it is truly the bright spot of my day to have met you.
The feeling is mutual, and I give a deep bow.
Okay. She actually does smile at that. And make
That's
a.
right. Ryzen wants to meet up with 80s Tawny Katane necromancer.
Ryzen, you can give me an insight roll.
Oh gosh, she's studying how to turn me into a zombie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I figured that out ages ago.
I mean, she got taller from just a little squirrel. How tall would she get from you?
3 feet. 3 feet more.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm shrinking.
It was cold. It shrinks.
Ryzen, you can tell. The smile that she gives you when you bow, it's not a smile of amusement, more as a smile of appreciation. Like she actually, whether you intend to be deferential or whatever with the bow, she definitely takes it that way and seems to appreciate that.
Always keep the wheels greased.
Justice says you're a fucking moron isn't the right track. Is that what you said?
No, you need to work on your social skills.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Well,
first
he
you need
really
to
does.
start developing social skills, and then improve those social skills.
Right.
Yeah, being dead temporarily took a real beating on Trusty's.
Really did, yeah.
All right, so Okatai and Desi.
I'm gonna call out to Zora. Hey Zora, we're back. I managed not to die.
All right.
Desi's straightening her clothes, smoothing her hair back.
Right. Sora comes down, gets in the boat, rows it across. Like, huh. Wasn't honestly expecting you guys to live the night.
Well, your sister said we deserve the hospitality, so we managed to get through.
Astrid's a bit of a softie.
Well, it's appreciated. I brought you some gold and some material. If you're still willing to discuss about making poison for demon,
Yeah, sure. Which demon are you trying to poison?
the kind of demon is important, eh?
What do you know about demons?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Clearly.
I mean, my magic works on demons without difference, so I never had the occasion to see the difference about them.
We
But
know they can be
I'm trying
animals.
to poison a major demon with a name, and from what I know, they're all different. So I don't know where to start. I have this, and I'll show the tea brewed from the bark. I think it could be used as a poison, but I think I need to refine it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a start. I mean, if you take that and you kind of distill it down, gonna need magical fire to do that.
Is that the kind of fire you need to burn, uh, magical monster feces to get?
I mean, sounds like it would stink a lot, but it would probably work.
Because we wanted to forge some strange metal, and that's the conclusion we gone to, that we needed magical fire to forge it. So,
And your first thought was burning monster shit.
I mean, that's what we managed to find in the library I had access to, but there's probably a better way. I just didn't find it yet.
You didn't go to like magical wood.
Uh, and well, I never met magical wood, so
But you've met
no,
magical
I
Yeah, we
shit.
don't
have.
think.
We've
I
met
mean,
magical wood.
we have.
We've been chased by magical wood.
Oh,
You mean
trance?
the ants?
Oh, yeah. Trance will burn, and they're definitely magical. It's gonna be a problem with your elf friend.
Oh, probably.
Well, we did
Kinda.
meet an ant that was corrupted,
Oh
like
yeah.
all black and gnarly, and the stone was turned black.
Oh yeah. That'd probably burn really good. But you know, if you want to burn dragon shit, you do you.
Well, if you have other solution,
Stay
I'm
up
really open to not having to deal with dragon shit.
Yeah.
magical wood.
Magical wood.
Is there
Yeah.
alchemical fire that would work?
Probably doesn't burn hot enough. Some of the temples, they have like weird religious stuff that burns really well. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what
my
the
suggestion
blue
is
fire is. What
find a treant, wait till your elf friend is asleep or meditating, kill the treant, chop it up, firewood.
I
Honestly,
mean, we do have a couple of branch from the trend left.
we might not even need to wait till he's asleep. It really just depends on his mood. It's usually, I mean, it would really be more of whether Okatai got to the Treant before Trestius did some days.
You don't know
When
much
we were
about
trying to
elves, do
go to
you?
the,
He's
I
no,
think
no, I don't.
Tristius was super ready to kill that trend because that trend was
Mhm.
very corrupted.
You know, well, that's
Maybe.
because they're elves.
Oh yeah, right.
So you
Like
might not want to
the
try tell your elf friend like, "Hey, we're gonna kill a distant relative of yours so we can burn the body to, make a poison."
I mean, he is a necromancer, so
Oh, in that case, wait till he turns into a tree, kills him. Fucking necromancer.
kind of depends on the day, really.
All right, so you want to poison a demon, but you don't know which
Yeah.
demon.
I
I mean,
kind of
we've
know which
ran into a
demon, but
few.
I don't know
More,
what kind of demon that is.
more accurately, you don't know what the demon's particular weakness is.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the problem. So the best you're going to be able to do is if you take this pine sap and distill it down, you'll get like it's a poison that'll affect pretty much everything. It's pretty virulent. If you really want to target a demon, then you need to cook a little bit of whatever that particular demon is weak to into the poison brew.
Okay.
If you're
Is
lucky,
there?
the demon is, susceptible to water.
Yeah.
If
Be
you're
great.
if you're unlucky, the demon has a weakness to children.
Yeah. Yeah.
At that,
Is
Desi
it a
kind of
question of?
stiffens a bit and takes a couple of steps back.
Is there a way to find that out?
Well, it depends on how well versed you are. I mean, when you see the demon, you can probably oh shit, do I remember anything about this?
Yeah.
Other than that, study the demon, find out everything you can, see if you can determine its weakness, and then brew the poison from that point.
I need to find a better library. I filled one with all the books I could find, but didn't help on that front.
So yeah, like some minor demons might be, susceptible to silver, in which case throw like some silver shavings in when you're brewing the poison. That'll help. But you know,
Oh,
if you run
did you
into
have
the
any? Sorry.
if you run into one of the demons that's like been cursed with the presence of elves damages it, then you're gonna need to put some elf in your poison.
I mean, blood is easy enough to get.
Mm.
Uh, have you ever had any encounter with Terra Malva by any chance?
I've heard of Terramalda. Most people have.
Yeah. She didn't seem to have any weaknesses.
It's not entirely true, from my understanding.
I mean, without the nail, we were able to throw her into the sea, so delay her a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard different stories as to what would actually stop her or kill her. Never been in a position where I needed to care.
I mean, at some point she's gonna get out of the sea, and that nail is gonna grow back. So I might need to be concerned about that.
All I know is if she comes this way, poisons and alchemy are not going to carry the day, so I'm not going to be here. I
Yeah.
mean, my sisters and I can handle a lot, but we know when to draw the line.
Yeah, well, we decided that this one was a bit too much for us.
But yeah, for your demon poison, once you know what the weakness is, figure out a way to get that into the poison. It'll make it much more effective.
Yeah. Okay. Just need to find some form of information on that demon.
And sometimes that's the hardest because the more powerful ones, the smarter ones, they kind of deliberately obscure things about them.
Yeah. I'm trying to find information about a demon that has a name. It's not just a blood demon or something like that. So I assume it's gonna be complicated.
I would imagine so.
At least I know how to purify that sap.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a start.
definitely. And like I said, once you do it, it'll poison pretty much anything. I mean, don't get it on your paws when you're making it. That would
Okay.
probably be a bad day.
I mean, it did help cure not cure, but hold off the blood sickness.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think it would be that poisonous for everything, but
Oh well, once you
can you
start
tell us like,
distilling it, it the potency kind of goes up a bit.
yeah.
Kind of like
I'll probably try while we forging the weapon from the star metal to distill it on the side. So the flame is not wasted.
it's kind of like you eat a handful of grapes and you feel fine, but you drink a glass of wine. Very different
Oh,
effects.
yeah. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Been trying to learn more about poison, but it's hard to find someone willing to speak about it on this island.
I mean, on the plus side, if you accidentally get it on your skin or come into contact with it while you're making it, it'll be a miserable day, but it'll be a short day.
I'll have some gloves made.
That's a good plan.
Um, while we're talking, just curious. I've been using this and I'll shore the Blackwood.
Oh, Blackwood. Love Blackwood.
Yeah, love it very much. It's very efficient. uh, I was wondering if there is, because I found a place where it grows, but I didn't know if there was any way to increase its potency or change its nature a bit.
Depends how much time you've got.
It's probably gonna take a few weeks slash months for the metal to be forged, from what I hear. So,
All right. I'll say this real slow. I mean, you look like a natural type person, so you should understand this. When you're trying to get specific characteristics out of a plant, you kind of need to take like the best specimens of that plant and then breed them, and then do the same, and do the same.
okay. I was asking mostly if I had some treatment I should do to the wood, but yeah, I understand that if I want to grow it better, it's gonna take years.
Yeah, I mean, Blackwood is what it is. I mean, sometimes you
Okay,
might come across a particularly virulent crop of it.
yeah. Just that I'd never met him before being on this island, so I didn't know how to prepare it or treat it. So if there was a, a technique that is better, I would have been remiss to not ask you about it.
No. But I mean, if you're going to be
Oh,
here for a while, set up a garden.
yep. Soon as I've earned the right to stay around. Uh, that's my plan.
Well, then I look forward to more conversations.
You said that you were trading with a village nearby.
Well, nearby ish. A couple
You
days
were
away.
curious. What direction was it?
Uh, 1 sec, here's a game.
Because I assume you're not dealing
East.
with Ite.
Is it Pertney? Perty.
I think so. It's to the east along the river.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well,
They have an undead problem.
who doesn't?
Most places away from your sister, actually.
Ah, fucking Emerald.
I mean, we run into them from time to time. Sometimes we're the cause of them, but like people we met south of here, way south of here, noted that this place had an undead problem. So once we heard about your sister, I'm like, wait a minute, this sounds like the right place.
Yeah, no, she doesn't get out much. She's not really what you call a people person.
Undead do though. Her critters do.
No, they're confined for now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I suspect that if there was anybody I know that was going to raise an undead army and take over the world, it would be her. I mean, my older sister and I love her and stuff, but she's got megalomaniacal tendencies.
Is it just a necromancer thing?
You know, maybe. I mean, power over life and death.
I mean, I have power over life and death too, but I don't think I'm quite so. I don't have plans to
Well,
raise an army to start slaughtering the world.
I do see you killing people. I don't see you making life often. Don't see you as a mother type.
No, definitely not.
So yeah, if anybody was going to go, you know, world domination, it would be her. But
Yeah.
I
think
think,
maybe it's a necromancy thing then.
yeah. Right now, her power seems to be mostly contained to the woods here, as far as I know. I haven't seen any of her undead outside the bounds of her tower.
Hmm. Maybe they're just afraid of coming this way then.
Maybe. I mean, people should be afraid to come this way.
Can't really blame them. No,
I mean,
it got kind of weird after dark last night.
and honestly, it really depends on who you meet first. I mean, you guys lucked in. You met Astrid. Astrid's she's a nice person. She's got a kind soul. If you guys had run into Mother first, we would not be having this conversation.
You're nice.
I'm talking to you because you gave me money.
But you're straight to the point, and I know what you want, and you're willing to engage. I know that next time I come over, I need to bring you ingredients for the trade, so we have a conversation.
Or gold. Gold is fine too.
Yep. But I hope if I can get a garden going once I earn my keep, maybe we can exchange things.
I'm sure we can. Yes. Do not concern commerce with nicety.
I don't know. You have commerce with
I'd
someone
rather have
long
someone
enough.
honest that tells me what they want, because every interaction is a transaction, and some people want bowing and niceties. Some people need gold and materials. I'd rather it be clear.
Well, good luck with finding your dragon shit.
Yep.
Can you suggest, for the sake of the days when there isn't quite enough wind, plants to use? Are there magical woods other than Ent? Blackwood would count, wouldn't it? Oh, Blackwood would kill us when we breathed it in, though. That
Yeah,
would
the
be bad.
smoke might be toxic.
Yeah,
The,
yeah,
the fumes are poisonous.
yeah, yeah. Is there a magical wood that won't kill us when we try to burn it that he could use instead?
One sec, as I look at my thing.
Because the only special wood I'm carrying is carbonized wood. That's wood that I've been burned by a volcano. I don't think it's magical. It just has
I don't think
a
it'll burn
property.
very well either.
Let's see. Not too much.
It's already been burned once.
If you hunt around, you might be able to find. Okay, the name's going to sound really, really dumb, but you might be able to find so-called black coal.
Okay.
I realize all coal is black. I didn't name it. Don't blame me.
That's a human thing somewhere.
But yeah, it's a mineral very similar to coal, but burns at a much higher temperature.
Okay.
Probably do the trick. I mean, I'm not a
I'll ask
miner,
the
so I don't know
dwarf.
where you'd find it, but
It's okay, we know some miners.
We're going to fetch some miners, and we're going to avoid your forest when bringing them back.
that's probably for the best.
Yep. But they probably know about that.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for your assistance. I won't take any more of your time.
Right. Well, good luck with whatever it is you're doing.
Um, I'm gonna give her some gold for information. How much would you feel right?
That's up to you.
Oh, I value your time. I'm gonna give her 2 gold. It's fair.
All right.
And
If we do,
you made a deal not to get into the way of Jakuz, so I assume even a hypothetical question about him would be out of bound.
My sisters and I don't bother him. He doesn't bother us.
He hasn't been weak to anything specific. Eh?
Haven't bothered to check.
Yeah, that's fair.
It. She'll kind of nod to Desi. You were saying?
oh, um, if we end up going to Pernty, is there anything we can bring back for you?
Nothing I can think of offhand. Oh, actually. And she'll like kind of reach in and she'll like pull out some of the coins that Hokadai has given her. It's like, yeah, I could use, I mean, before fall gets in, I should probably start laying in supplies. So I'm going to need, like, flour and sugar and, supplies to save me a trip.
Might as well.
Flour, sugar,
Yeah, just like basic supplies.
salt.
I'm trying to cut down.
I
I mean,
don't
our
usually
village
deal
will
with the
be
marketplace
producing.
stuff.
Well, I'm
When
sure.
falls come,
Yeah, I'm sure amongst your group somebody knows. I mean, I can't think of what all I need.
Yeah, Ryzen cooks. I'll ask him.
Yeah. Usually I just get Astrid. I'm like, Astrid, what do I need for the winter? And then she tells me, and then I go get it.
we'll get you a care package. I mean, when autumns fall, we'll have our first wheat harvest, or we'll have 4 from the village.
Oh, fancy.
Well, I mean, as long as orcs don't show up again.
I had a
We'll see.
wall built for that, so that they don't trample my fucking turnips again.
All right. Well, I have work to do.
Yes.
Desi will wave off the gold when when she was digging it out.
She puts it right back away. She doesn't even no, no, I insist.
Mm-hmm. No, good.
Right, I'll pay you for it when you bring it then.
No.
I mean, let's be clear on what we need and what we want. We'll bring you something you need, and we'll ask you for something we need.
Fair.
But the information you gave us was very precious. Thank you very much. And thanks for healing my friends.
Thanks for paying me to do it.
Oh. Well, I assume you wouldn't need a way to contact us if you need anything.
No.
It's going to be a while since we're home anyway, but I can leave you a pigeon next time I'm over.
If you insist.
Have a nice day.
We'll see you. And then she realized that she has to row you guys back across the lake again. So there's 5 minutes of awkward silence since she's already said goodbye to you.
Elevator music plays.
Yep.
Desi's
Could,
just
you
kind of.
could tie a rope to that boat so you can bring it back.
She just wants you to swim back.
Sorry, what was that about Desi?
Oh, I was gonna say Desi just keeps kind of sneaking looks over at her.
She does not pay any attention at all to Desi.
Nope, don't expect her to.
And by the time you guys get back to shore, Ryzen and Trustius have finished their business as well. And since this is the only way out of this area you guys know,
Guess we're heading out.
Yep. Let's go toward the dwarf. We got an interesting information for the forge, Dresses. There's something called black coal that should burn hot enough to be able to melt star metal too. Maybe the dwarf know where we can find some.
My
So we don't have
understanding
to
is
rely.
the dwarfs were going to be able to teach me sufficient magic to light the forge.
Oh yeah, probably work too. For the poison I need to make, I'll probably need magical fire to do so. I was instructed to try to find black coal. Since it's in the same vein as the eat you kind of need for the star metal, thought we could combine our effort.
That makes sense. The
The
dwarf should
thing
know.
is, probably the Jacuz is weak to some form of something. And if I want to make the poison as efficient as it can be, I need to find out what it is.
And all demons have a particular weakness.
Yeah. I need to try to figure that out. I think I have an idea on how I might be doing it, but it's trying to study magic that I've never found a teacher for. So when we settle down, I'll try while you forge. I'll try to see if I can figure that out.
I no longer have my book, so
Yeah, don't think your book could help me about. Oh yeah, it could have pointed out the weakness. Well, I'll try to figure out if I can divine it. Convince
gems
the
may
spirit
know as
to
well.
instruct me on the past.
Well, either way, we got to get out of this forest.
Yeah, before nightfall. And I suggest we take the dwarf around the forest.
Agreed.
all right. So you guys kind of gather up your stuff. By the way, you didn't have to roll for food and water today because Astrid fed you.
Nice.
Yeah, so I expected the tea and scone to be your feature today.
Yep. And you head off towards the doors. Which way are you going?
Didn't we hear they went west?
You haven't heard anything. You know where you left them?
Thought someone said they
Astrid,
went.
when we asked about the dwarf, Astrid said something about them being still in the mountain.
She did mention
So
they're still
we
in the
can-
mountains. Yeah.
So we can try to aim at the refugee camp and try to track them from there.
I guess, yeah. Unless we want to go east first to make sure they don't run into the orcs.
I mean, that works. We can do that. I must admit, out of game, that I don't see the map right now because I cannot move on it, so I can difficultly give advice on the path to follow.
Yeah.
We might.
Going east will get you the XP for the new hacks.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Which was
And if
not
we go-
part of my suggestion at all.
Uh-huh.
and I mean,
And if we go east, we might.
exploring things has given us plenty of interesting things so far, so I'm always for it.
If we go
Sorry,
east, we might hit the village too.
what hex are
Oh,
we
yeah.
in right now?
The one just southwest of the dwarf refugee camp.
Oh, thank you for me
Oh, okay. I
moving
was
the map.
having
That
trouble
was great.
pulling the map out enough to be able to see.
No worries.
Well, let's go east and then let's try to find a refugee.
Alrighty. So, you guys set off into the mountains, leaving the haunted forest and the sisters behind. Never encountering Mother, which may or may not be for the best. But I will need
Sounds like
a lead the way roll, which is at a +1 because of the nice weather. And I will also need a scouting roll from somebody.
gonna lead the way.
What? That's why we get called what it is.
Alright. Leading the way works great. Okatai, as you leave the forest and start getting into the mountainous area. Once you kind of, you didn't realize that you were constantly on edge when you were in the forest until you kind of step out of the sisters' boundary, and there's this kind of collective exhalation that you guys didn't realize that there was something kind of not necessarily pressing down on you, but there was a definite sense of something as you step out of the boundary. You're like, oh, okay, I feel more at ease now.
I mean, they're nice. Don't get me wrong, but something is watching us while we're there.
And actually, you guys can make lore rolls.
Which people?
Probably the magic-y type people, and the minstrel, because minstrels tend to pick things up.
Sorry,
He
lore?
does magic too, doesn't he?
No, minstrel stuff is not exactly magic. There's no danger of him blowing himself up. But yes, a lore roll from Ryzen.
That's fair.
I have other ways to die.
Right. So Okatai and Ryzen, thinking about it now, I mean, the fact that as far as you can tell, each of the sisters that you met practiced a different type of magic. They all lived in fairly close proximity. And then just something to think about it, and Okatai, at first you're like, okay, it's probably a coven, which would mean close proximity would amplify their magical powers.
Like a witch's coven.
Like a witch's coven. But then Okatai with 2 successes. From the descriptions and from the sisters you met, the sisters collectively represent the basically the maiden, the mother, and the crone, which is extremely
Zora
powerful.
would be the
Zora would be the maiden. Mother would be the crone. Astrid would be not Astrid. No, sorry. Zora's the maiden. Astrid's the mother, and Mother is the crone. But if they are a witch's coven, the fact that they have those 3 ages represented would make them significantly powerful.
Yeah. I was quite curious about Silence too, but we didn't get any clue on where she was.
Correct. Oh, and for those of you that met Emmeline looked like she was probably about the same age as Astrid. Probably in that early, late 20s, early 30s age bracket.
I mean, technically, we have the 3 ages in the group if we want to make a coven too.
If only any of you were
Considering
witches.
how old is Colby.
That's true.
Definitely a crone.
How old is Trustius?
Very.
All elves are adults, always.
Yep. Trustius doesn't look a day over 102.
Right.
But Trustius, though, is lost in his own little world.
Yeah, he's climbing a mountain and does not like heights.
Just give me a second. I'm just clearing up my my navigation bar here. Which ones don't I need? Those ones. Right. Justice is scouting, so he's a little bit ahead. So yeah, so you guys are making your way up this mountain, kind of in the like the hilly area, the foothills of the mountains. You know that the dwarves are up at a higher elevation. Trustius is scouting ahead. He's probably about a good 60, 70 feet ahead. Keeping his eye open. He's seen Cully do this a million times. How hard can it possibly be? And Trustius, kind of out of the ground, where like your foot just stepped, this very thick, ropey tentacle kind of bursts out of the ground and wraps around your ankle.
Yeah.
And then, as a fast action,
That's a lot of dice.
only 1 damage though.
But there's no way that
You can roll your armor.
would
Sure.
get the speed.
I have good armor.
We've all seen how I roll armor, so. Right. So your armor absorbs that that bite, but this thing has you grabbed fast, and the tentacle is like slowly kind of wrapping its way up your leg.
He'll let out a yell. For sure, for sure.
So it's not like a snare trap that suddenly flings him upside down.
No, it is not. It is.
I'm gonna take a dash toward him if he screams.
Desi?
What? Shit. Really? I take it we're rolling. We're drawing initiative.
Yes, everybody can draw some initiative.
Quick, Tressia's got called lead.
Just give me 1 second there, and Okta, I can set it so you draw 2.
Shit. If anyone would like to trade for my 10. Wow. Yeah, doing well. Goes nicely with the 90s that I was rolling last night in Call of Cthulhu.
Sorry, I can't use the card thing. How do I roll alternatively?
So if you click on the little cross swords icon up at the top of a foundry, and then click on the dice beside Ryzen's name. Perfect.
Tell me when it's okay for me to roll.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, I'll take this one.
I can trade with Desi.
Yeah, I'm willing to trade with Desi.
I'll take Ryzen. I suppose it really doesn't matter. I'd be. Well, I mean, trade with anybody, I'm going faster than I am now.
It's really just a
Yeah,
question as to who's
I'll
going
take
last.
Ryzen's. Yeah, I'll take Ryzen's so that Trustius can get some range, hopefully.
Or at
On
least
his
get out, maybe.
All right. So Okatai is up, and as you see this thing burst up and grab Trustius with its tentacle, you see others basically starting to burst up from the ground in the area around as well.
Oh, okay. How much is there? I can't move the map.
Trustius really kind of wandered up ahead of us.
He was
There's
scouting.
like a, yeah.
He was scouting.
There's a zone between us and him.
Yeah, Trustius is like 2 zones away from you because he was scouting ahead, just like Keldy tends to do. And there's for Okatai, there's one off to your left. There's one up with Trustius. There's another one very close to Trustius, and there's one that looks like it's kind of down a little bit of a ravine.
Good. I'm gonna go up one zone, the zone where there's nothing, and I'm gonna try to harpoon the one next to Trustius.
All right.
I'll put the map in Discord
Excellent.
just so
Alrighty.
hopefully you can. Oh, never mind then. Oh yeah. Much better than mine would have been, because mine's all cluttered up with talents and stuff.
Are those thing monsters?
Yes, they are monsters.
Well, here we go.
Oof. That is a solid hit.
That is a
Not
solid.
like with a
Oh my god, my armor stopped one.
If any bad damage went through, he's bleeding and he's poisoned.
Okay. Yes, some damage did go through. It did not get deflected by its rocky hide.
What does those thing look like?
They look like kind of like a big, thick snake body, and then the head. The head looks kind of like. If you've seen Tremors, actually, they look kind of like graboids.
Oh, okay.
Like
What did the thing that they had like a kind of beak in the middle of the face tentacle?
Yeah, and it kind of like their head kind of splits into like 4 sections, like a flower.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Okay.
Here, let's see. Here, I'll post it to the foundry.
Ugh.
And they're how big?
Overall, they're about man-sized.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, bigger than you want your tentacle beasties to be.
But smaller than Doom.
Certainly.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is smaller than Doom.
There are no Fremen riding on their backs. That's fine then.
No. All right, that will take us to Desi.
The movement. Just because I, for some stupid reason, decided to start playing D&D. I'm trying to remember how the movement rules work in terms of going from zone to zone.
You can move one zone as a fast action.
Okay. And then near is in the same zone.
Nearest same zone, arm's reach is arm's reach.
Crap. Okay. Shit. Well, it doesn't matter then when I went. You could have kept your initiative because I can't get to him.
No worry.
Okay, well, I will move up at least. And I will grab a stone off the ground.
Okay.
to whip at the thing. It's the only ranged move I have. So yeah, she'll whip a rock at it and curse at it, trying to get its attention.
All right. You can make a marksmanship roll.
Marksmanship. Yep, it is. I hit at least. It and not Trustius.
Does actually connect. Kind of like glances, like bounces off it, like kind of like moves. Definitely, you inflicted some damage on it. Trustius. Trustius, you are grappled.
I will try to break the grapple.
So that is a melee roll.
Melee or well, melee and might, I guess, are both the same, so it don't matter.
Sorry, and there are 4 of these things?
There are 4 of these.
I'm not gonna push that.
All right. Yeah, you try to pull your leg free. It is a no-go.
Fast action. I will. I do. I will draw my knife, I guess.
Okay.
That'd be me.
All right, its turn. As a fast action, it is going to bite Trustius. For a whole bunch of damage.
Ugh, I should have kept that for dodge. I do have fast footwork.
Fortunately, you can't dodge when you're grappled.
Cannot dodge when you're grappled. Cannot parry. I could try to parry it. No, that takes an action. Yeah, I'm just doing armor.
You can't parry monster attacks.
Shows how often I'm in me.
Yeah. So an armor roll. Ooh, your armor actually stops all of it.
Wow. Hey, magic armor.
And as a fast action, it is going to bite you a second time. Not nearly as good, though. Its teeth got blunted on that first bite.
I guess I'm just gonna match it.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems like once these things get a hold of you, then they're like nothing but teeth.
Thank you, Fairy.
It's a good idea. Thanking your elven guardians.
So that one is going to move a zone, and then it is going to move into close combat with Trustius. So it's going to move here. It's going to move into close combat with Ryzen. And the last one. And then into close combat with Desi. Alright. These things do not seem to be terribly fast. It does take them both of their actions to move a zone and then to close within melee combat. But that does take us to Ryzen, who now has this tentacle monster all up in his face trying to eat him.
Oh, lovely. I'm gonna clobber him with the warhammer.
All right. Wind up the Warhammer. This is the Dragon Slaying Hammer.
Yep.
All right.
And these are monsters, you said, correct?
They are monsters, yes. Four damage. Oh, plus 1 because you have a Monster Slayer, so 5 damage. So yeah, you wind up the hammer. It isn't steaming or anything. These things are not draconic by in any way, shape, or form. But it doesn't seem to affect the functionality of the hammer. And as it just like as you slam into it, like plates and rocky bits of this thing's body just shatter and fall off of it. Because natural armor provides no protection from the hammer.
Oof.
And what's worse with that hit, had he hit like somebody wearing armor, the armor would just fall apart.
Yikes.
You still have your
That's
fast
the
action
thing
if there's anything to do.
That's the thing to hit the Ramalda with.
Well, moving away is pointless, so not really, unless that is. Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. That will take us back around to Okitai.
Is the one I harpoon still on Trestius?
Oh yes.
If I pull on the rope to get it close to me, would that pull Trestius with it?
Maybe depends on how hard you pull.
Well, we'll see.
Since Trustius has a close up close look, it looks like the tentacle that is wrapped around your leg, on the inside of the tentacle, for lack of a better term, it does have like octopus like suckers.
Yeah, of course.
Also,
It's got an octopus-like beak.
Yep, it's like a land octopus with a snake body.
Octopus?
Yeah, if I do that, I might throw Trestius on the ground. It might not be the best. Did 2 get into that zone?
The other one is also going to try to eat Trustius.
Oh, that's fantastic. Um. Okay. The ability on the spear that Trestius gave me to give me willpower, is that a fast or a long action?
Standard action.
Yeah, it's a slow action.
It's a standard action. Okay.
Or slow.
I
Yeah.
need to reduce the amount of squid on Trestius. I'm gonna keep the rope in my hand, but I'm gonna quick draw another spear and throw it again.
Okay. At the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems a bit hurt, hopefully.
It does seem to be hurt. It's got a spear sticking out of it. It took out like rock to the head.
It takes 1 bleed damage also.
Yeah, I took that off already.
Okay.
Oh, come on, armor. Oh, that is enough to kill the one that was grappled to Trustius.
Good.
That's much better.
I'll use my fast action to bring back the spear with the rope on it.
All right. That'll take us to Desi.
Just to clarify, when I'm using melee charge,
Yep.
I can do the fast action to run into another zone, but melee charge would be a separate. Like I could use a second slow action to move another zone, but that would be separate from the melee charge, correct?
Okay, so you get a fast action and a slow action.
Mm-hmm.
You can downgrade your slow action to a fast action, and then that lets you move 2 zones.
Right. Okay. Perfect. That's what I thought. Um, there's a fucker right beside me.
There's one trying to eat your face.
What an asshole. I'm going to try to kill him first.
Okay.
Because I don't much appreciate that. I'm going to do something I haven't done before. With my shield, as my fast action, I'm going to try to slash it
All right.
using Shield Fighter. How do I do that on my sheet? Because I don't see something that does it.
So if you on your combat tab,
Mm-hmm.
if you just click large shield,
Okay.
it'll come up with all of your
Oh, okay. No, it does not have Shield Fighter on there.
shield fighter. Just lets you do it. It doesn't give you any bonuses.
Okay. But, okay. That's what I was confused about. Alright. The weapon damage is only 1, but that's okay.
So 1 damage. Oh, stopped by the armor! Finally!
And now I'm going to slash at the fucker. Because Breathe and I haven't done much lately.
It's like the only time armor has ever worked for me.
So glad to be of service.
Oh, that's all that it is.
It's a lot of damage. Oh, armor didn't work for you that time.
I think that's one of the things I like about Dragonbane is the fact that armor just stops damage.
That's one of the things that I wouldn't like about it as much. At least not with, Desi.
Oh, don't worry. There's in Dragonbane, like if you score a critical, you have a choice of making a second attack, ignoring armor, or doing extra damage.
Oh, right, you can chain.
Yeah. All right. So the shield gets stopped by the rocky hide, but the rocky hide is no match for the strength of your sword blow. Trustees, you still have 1 up in your face.
Fast action to move, right? Disengage or whatever it is.
Well, just to move, you do have to make a move roll, otherwise it gets a free attack at you.
I still am going to do that.
It's
Time to
close enough
move.
for that.
I'm good at moving.
All right, 1 success is all you need.
And since I move, I can shoot.
Okay.
Might as well shoot the one Desi just hit.
Okay.
Don't know why I'm targeting these.
Force a habit.
Oh, I lost an arrow.
Armor? I don't need armor.
Still up, I take it?
Oh, yes.
Shoot it again. That's a good hit.
Ooh, 6 damage off a bow shot.
Wow.
Wow. Armor? What armor?
I don't need any
Holy.
armor.
I'm going to spin a willpower.
Okay.
Shoot the one that by Rosen.
Okay. Trusses is going full Legolas here.
Yeah, that's Legolas time. Grab me, will you? That's me.
Okay. The one down by Ryzen is badly hurt, but still standing. All right. This far one. It's going to burrow under the ground.
How many are left? 2?
Yes, the one down by you and the one that just dove under the ground. the badly wounded one by Ryzen is also going to try to disappear under the ground. It does succeed at an agility roll, so no attack of opportunity on it.
You could swing the Warhammer anyways.
It's true, the Warhammer's got to take the round off. So Ryzen, the one that just that you slammed with the hammer and Trusty shot the arrow just dives into the ground by your feet. It does leave, like the hole doesn't fill in behind it, but it's not terribly big. It's probably about maybe 2.5 feet across. But Ryzen, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna back up just in case it tries to spring up from somewhere. Maybe from back in that spot. I don't know where it might pop up from, but I'm imagining it's gonna pop back up.
Gotcha. And actually, you can give me a scouting roll as well, since you're right there. Yeah, you have no idea where it went, but backing up away from the hole seems to be a fine plan.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. Are you staying in the same zone, or are you backing up towards the rest of everybody?
Towards everybody else.
Perfect. Okatai.
So all the one were underground right now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna grip on my spear, and as the dark black and red energy comes out, I'm gonna infuse the energy in one of my vial and smear the top of my blade with it,
Okay.
using part of the poison with the willpower gained from the spear.
Okay.
So it's gonna be virulence 18 poison.
Oof.
Ugh.
Yes.
That's excessive.
Yeah, but I lose the willpower at the end of the round anyway, so I need to use it.
Yep. Desi. Oh, sorry.
And since it doesn't take action, I'm gonna use one willpower to tag the thing, so I try to know where it is with my smell.
Okay. Perfect. That will take us to Desi.
I would love to have a willpower to do something with. Sadly, I am willpowerless. I
That's
don't
not like you.
remember. No, I don't remember ending the game with 0 willpower, but that's what I'm being told. So, yeah. Well, that's what I get for getting a good night's sleep. I got coddled by fiddles and tea and cookies.
You've gone soft.
I've gone soft. I don't have anything in particular that makes me better at tracking anything. I will, though, get in the middle of everybody so that I can try to be close enough to actually do some damage if or when these things pop back up again.
Okay.
So when she gets there, what are those fucking things? Worm does not seem like the right name.
They're octopuses.
Yes.
Land octopus.
Octopuses.
Octopi, sorry.
We're not calling them octopi. It sounds like something that weird halfling with the oven would make.
Loctopus.
That's loctopi. Nice flaky crust.
It's octopuses, not octopi. This whole st-
Octopus is delicious.
Start combining your Greek and your Latin.
That's right. Philistines. That will take us to Trustius.
All right. He's going to pick up his knife.
Okay.
Then he's going to move up on his rock.
Scramble, 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 scramble.
I may need to use magic, and I don't like my friends being in the same zone.
Yep. Give me a move roll for the difficult terrain.
Sure.
You scramble up the rock. No problem.
More Legolas. I walk on snow.
Canadians all know that trick.
Penguin walk. Right. That one is going to suddenly burst from the ground and try to grab Okatai.
Does that count as him coming into close range to me?
Yes, it does, actually.
Because technically I can react by stabbing him. Just the Sec Foundry is being a bit...
No worries.
Here we go.
Oh, armor stops 1. And virulence 18 poison, you say?
Yep.
So, you can roll 18 dice.
Let's see if I
Trustius
actually
makes the
take...
best toys.
Yep, honestly, big fan.
Two of those. So the poison does take effect, so he's going to start bleeding, poisoning to death.
On 18 dice, I got 2 success.
I mean, it's fair. On 9 dice, I got 1, so.
Yeah.
Right. And then...
I've seen you throwing 18 dice of armor and not getting anything, so...
Yeah.
It's all fair.
So it does grab you, or try to grab your tentacle with the tentacle. You can try to dodge if you have a free dodge.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to dodge. It's a move.
That is a move roll.
Oh yeah, I need to go specifically in the dodge and combat if I want my bonus to apply.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to apply all the bonuses.
Is that a slash attack?
The tentacle is an other, actually.
Okay.
Ooh, nimbly dodge out of the way.
And I'm on the ground because I didn't keep the standing.
Okay.
So I jump and roll out of the way.
That will take us to Razin.
Sorry, is the other one popped back up yet?
No, it has not. It was really really badly hurt from your hammer blast, and your best guess would be that it is probably fleeing.
And the one attacking Okutai is still up?
It is.
Then I'm going to make my way towards that one.
Yep. Yeah, you can close with it and still get your swing in if you like.
Sweet, I will do that.
Smoosh it. Smoosh it.
I imagine as you're walking, kind of like dragging the hammer behind you and just, like bringing it up like big two-handed like baseball swing.
Splatter the
Yep.
fucker.
Oh,
Oh, that looks like a splatter.
uh, yes, because there's +1 damage from his Dragon Slayer. So, Ryzen, how would you like to do this?
Uh, I'm just going to walk up with like steely focused purpose, jaw clench, like I have had it up to here with all these mother bleeping things on my mother bleeping. And I'm gonna do I'm just gonna go like a swing like a baseball and go, it's hammer time, bitch.
And yeah, as you bring that hammer around, like the hammer, I mean, there's a lot of heft to this hammer, and you find the strength to lift it because despite everything, Ryzen still only has a strength of 2. And just like let the hammer's momentum go, and you just paste that creature all over the place.
Nice.
Where's the other one? Where's the other one, you fucker?
I think it's gone that way, but it's getting far.
I'll have to burn the forest, only way to be sure.
Whatever we do, don't eat the flesh of that one. It's heavily poisoned.
Yeah, you're right. Don't want to burn the forest. The hot necromancer chick lives there. I forgot.
Oh, so that was the kind of meeting you got.
So we're in the clear then.
I can't see anymore.
I'm gonna take a smell out of the hole where he left. See if it's just hiding nearby or if he has taken away.
Yeah, with your heightened wolf senses, you get a smell of the hole, and then kind of like concentrate for a minute, and you can smell it, but it is faint and getting fainter.
Oh yeah, that thing is fleeing from us. He doesn't want to deal with us.
That's good news.
Think so. Oh, well, that was a surprise. Let's check if there's anything usable on those creatures. Well, this one is splatter and poison, so I guess not. Let's check the other.
Yeah,
Everybody's all right.
Yes. The armor was sufficient to prevent them from harming me.
Glad to hear it.
Nice shot, by the way. The one you took out with the arrows that was beside me. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good job.
it was impressive.
It's safer to use the bow than to use the magic.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's that close. Definitely.
All right. So you guys are taking a look over these things, see if there's anything useful.
I was about
Yep.
to say that.
Usually.
Okay, perfect. I thought I heard Okatai mention it, so. Somebody can give me a survival roll.
I'll probably do that.
0 successes, no banes from Okutai.
Could you push that for me?
Sure can. Oh, that's rough. Can't make an
That's quite the
armor.
difference.
Can't make an armor roll to save my life, but roll for one of the PCs. Sure, here, have all the successes.
Hey, Chris, can you roll for me in the future?
Yeah, Chris, can you just do all the rolls from now on and we'll watch?
No.
No.
I mean, Dizzy can roll for monster attack.
I'm okay rolling my dice usually. It's the only game where I roll well, so I might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Usually roll well.
Alright. So yeah, as you're kind of going through, like, even the one that's got like pasted by the hammer and is poisoned, the one that is relatively intact, the hide, it's too stone like to actually work. So you're like, because at first you're like, maybe these things are scaled, but their hides are more like rock than scales or plating. But their fangs look their fangs are very 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 hard, and also very 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 sharp, and would probably make excellent heads for weapons like arrows or spear, or maybe even embedded into a club.
So it's kind of like obsidian.
Kind of like obsidian, yes.
Little fang flakes.
Gonna grab all the one we can.
Sounds like a cereal.
It really does.
I can't remember the actual name of the weapon, but the like obsidian edged club sword.
Oh, the obsidian. Yeah.
Those are Macwalt.
That
Yes.
I love using those things, so I put the name to memory, committed the name to memory.
Man. I'd be afraid if someone came at me with that kind of thing. Hell yes, I'd be running the other way.
That means that person is insane. Like, oh,
It's just a club with glass embedded in it, right? Like,
oh yeah,
because
Alright.
Sorry, if someone's coming at me with a sword and someone's coming at me with one of those, I know who I'm running from, and it's not the guy with the sword. The sword at least will be a clean slice. The other one, I'm not so sure.
Perfect. So the basically the Grick fangs can be used at a -2 modifier on a crafting roll to basically make either arrows or a club or a spear with a +1 weapon bonus above and beyond the normal.
oh, nice.
and how much were we able to gather?
We'll say enough to make 1 item or 2 dice worth of arrows. Obviously, those would have to be tracked separately.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just a bunch of fang.
Yeah.
Just gonna write the description in my notes.
Okay, perfect. Right. But from here, you guys can actually get to where you left the dwarven refugees by evening through the mountains. There's no need for a lead the way because you guys have already been through the mountains here.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
And the dwarves are still here where you left them, like a couple of weeks ago. They haven't moved. They've basically set up like a little encampment. They've got all the amenities. They do have the guards kind of posing as bandits like they did when you first encountered them. Everything is pretty much the same. The settlement looks a little bit more permanent. Like they weren't expecting you guys to come back. And they kind of like Said, "Well, I guess this is where we live now. I guess we're surface dwarves." But there is much rejoicing when they see you, and they welcome you to the camp. And I think we'll call it there.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
To have a dragon head trophy for them. At least to show them that the job is done. Because I think Risen wanted to keep it for the pub.
I believe he did.
Yep.
Right. XP. Participate in the game session? Yes. Travel to at least one new hex? Yes. Defeat one or more monsters? Yes. Find a treasure? No. Build a function? No. Activate pride? No. Suffer from your dark secret?
Up to not.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Risk your life for another PC?
No more than usual?
No more than usual. Perform an extraordinary action.
No, nothing. I mean, we're getting good, right? So those 6-8 damages are normal now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the 6/8s are normal for Desi and sometimes Okatai. I don't remember the last time Trustius got one.
Oh, he
Like
gets
that
another one.
arrow shot was.
Yeah, there's no more damage than you guys do. And he's got the same amount of talent, right? So I don't want an XP for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that or Trustius got mistaken for flirting with somebody.
And that's one of the things. Like, as the characters get better, it gets harder and harder to do something that's extraordinary. Like, the extraordinary starts to become ordinary after a while.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think if that necromantic courtship had led to something, that would have been extraordinary.
That would have been extraordinary. Extraordinarily bad.
You guys will just have to go and visit the sisters the second time. That's all.
Terrible. An entire
Hey,
forest.
hey, Rising's got no
flattened.
problem. You described that one as like blonde Tawny Katane, so
Right.
So 3.
So 3 XP.
I thought it was 4.
3.
I had a question.
Yep.
If I want to learn a pattern magic that I don't have a teacher for, it costs 3 times as much.
It does.
But how do I research that? Like, is it like learning a talent you don't have a skill for? Just do
Yeah, it is because
whiz
yeah,
check?
yep. Magic is a talent, so it follows all the same rules.
Okay.
I think actually.
Because I'm thinking about learning the path of clairvoyance, path of sight. Some spell might be allow us to find some weakness to Jakkus.
Oh, Astrid could have
After
taught you
the talk
that.
with Zora.
Astrid could have taught you that.
She could have told me that.
And she has path of sight.
Yeah, I
Yes,
asked
that
her
would
about
make
it, and
sense.
she said her magic was not compatible.
Yep.
Yeah, I tried. It didn't work.
But yes, so 3 XP, and we will see everybody next week.
Alrighty. Thanks for running, Chris.
thanks very much.
Yep.
Take care, everybody.
See you in the
Yep.
next one, guys.
Yeah, have a good week, folks, and we'll see people for various games over the next couple of days.
Cheers.
Take care, y'all.
Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Good night.
Chris, can you look?